In my capacity as Minister with the responsibility of international trade, industry, commerce, and consumer affairs, it gives me immense pleasure to come before you once again to make a statement in observance of World Consumer Rights Day 2025. World Consumer Rights Day is an annual international event that signifies celebration and solidarity throughout the international consumer movement. It is an opportunity to demand that consumer rights are respected and protected. Since being first introduced back in 1983 by Consumers International, World Consumer Rights Day has been celebrated annually on March the 15th each year. The celebration provides a platform for agencies and organizations involved in the promotion and protection of the rights of the consumer to highlight the importance of advocating for changes to existing policies which are associated with consumer transactions. Many of such policies, as currently constructed, would place consumers at a disadvantage. In the year of 2025, we approach the celebration of World Consumer Rights Day under the theme, I quote, "A just transition to sustainable lifestyles," end of quote. This theme, it provides the opportunity for consumer protection agencies worldwide to highlight the overwhelming need for protecting our planet and providing fair social conditions for current and future generations. Sustainable lifestyle in its entirety aims at adjusting our current way of living. It aims at adjusting our behavior and our choices to these that would ultimately minimize environmental degradation, while at the same time supporting equitable socio-economic development and a better quality of life for all. Indeed, economic growth, employment, and social progress, they are all driven by the innovation of business and enterprise. But in addition, businesses play an important role in helping individuals improve their lives through offering increased choice, affordable products, and services. However, the reality is that this is just one side of the equation, because while our activities may in fact generate greater value for consumers, those activities continue to place immense demands on the precious environment which sustains us all. With economic growth accelerating at a rapid pace worldwide, it is becoming increasingly clear that we will not be able to sustain the way we do business much longer due to the degradation of the earth as natural resources during the pursuit of business profitability. Climate change and water shortages are already having a direct impact on business operations. Similarly, issues surrounding energy security and access to raw materials are affecting competitiveness, as are the rising cost of waste disposal and the issue of tackling pollution. May I remind us that we have one planet, and we depend on it immensely. As such, we must incorporate ways that would allow us to live and do business in a much more sustainable way for the benefit of us all. This shift in the way we produce and do business encapsulates the one planet economy. It is estimated that if current patterns of Western consumption are replicated worldwide, it would require that we have at least 3 planets worth of resources in order to sustain us all. Therefore, it is critical that we harness ingenuity, harness technological innovation, and harness behavioral change in ways that will enable us to make the transition to meeting our economic and social goals within the capacity of our planet Earth. For business, this means making a shift to deliver new products and services with lower environmental impacts across their life cycles. It is also about making it easier, and easy in fact, for customers and consumers to make more sustainable choices in relation to purchases. As businesses attempt to develop more sustainable ways to present and deliver their products to customers and consumers, they must be conscious of steady shifts that are developing among customers who are now beginning to demand that businesses be more responsible and eco-conscious in regard to the types of materials that are used in their products and their packaging as well. Part of this demand has given rise to the new paradigm of sustainable packaging, where the era of single-use plastics and excessive packaging is now giving way to environmentally friendly alternatives. And so the goal of any profitable business today is to develop awareness that eco-conscious consumers are increasingly seeking brands that prioritize environmentally friendly practices, thereby making sustainable packaging a crucial factor in selling and buying. By ignoring this request from the growing eco-conscious community, businesses now stand to alienate a specific group worldwide, which could ultimately result in reduced revenue over a time period. Residents and citizens, the growing concerns surrounding climate change and plastic pollution continue to remain at the forefront for our policymakers, for businesses, and for consumers alike. However, the utilization of sustainable packaging options offers a compelling solution that is geared at reducing the level and type of waste generated by our businesses. Through the utilization of materials that are recyclable, biodegradable, or made from renewable resources, businesses can significantly reduce their environmental footprint. Traditional packaging materials, such as plastic and styrofoam, are being replaced by alternatives like recycled paper, cardboard, plant-based plastics, and compostable materials. These materials not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also promote a circular economy by closing the loop through the process of recycling and the composting process. Our goal during World Consumer Rights Day 2025 is to increase awareness and educate the consuming public to these new developments. A just transition to sustainable lifestyle goes beyond simply focusing on single-use plastic packaging and the negative effects they place on our environment. Transitioning to sustainable lifestyles encompasses making changes to a variety of products used by consumers that could pose a threat to our environment through their production and ultimately disposable methods. For example, all of us enjoy purchasing new clothing, as they make us feel good about ourselves and boost self-esteem. However, many of the materials used in textile production can have harmful effects on our precious environment when disposed of improperly, and the clothing or fashion textile industry is a good case in point. Hence, the development of sustainable fashion is essential in today's society. It must address critical environmental challenges that are being exacerbated by conventional clothing production methods, impacting carbon emissions on the planet. In making a transition towards sustainable materials and practices for textile production, the consumer is advised to be aware of eco-friendly fashion that supports ethical production and promote environmental sustainability. This awareness and shift in purchasing would not only benefit the planet, but also consumers, who increasingly are being advised to prioritize conscious consumption. Because we are mainly an important country, we remain susceptible to the importation of goods that are packaged in materials which would have harmful effects on our local environment. Due to this emerging threat, the time is now right for our Federation to make meaningful change to our disposal methods of such imported items. To aid in curbing the effects of plastic pollution, a few small companies and private individuals have taken significant and proactive steps to incorporate the collection, sorting, compression, and exportation of plastic bottles and containers to companies in other jurisdictions, which are better equipped to undertake the process of downcycling. In addition, our public servants continue to work assiduously to develop national policies to reduce plastic pollution and thereby contributing to our sustainable island state agenda as an attractive destination for tourists to visit and a pristine habitat for citizens and residents, while fostering economic growth and development. Through the Ministry of Environment and Cooperatives, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has undertaken extensive work to develop and set in motion a 5-year phased approach in the management of plastic pollution, which will ultimately result in the banning of single-use plastics within our Federation. At the end of 2024, the first stage of imposition of bans begin, starting with a ban on the importation of T-shirt shopping bags. Businesses have been afforded a grace period until March the 31st, 2025, to utilize all remaining stock of T-shirt shopping bags. But by November the 30th, 2025, there should be no further distribution of these shopping bags by businesses within the Federation, as we endeavor to reduce the overall negative effects these items pose on our own environment. A holistic view of consumer protection encompasses various activities, such as during the course of this year, the Department will continue to take a proactive stance in ensuring that all businesses adhere to our established guidelines in regard to consumer protection and legal parameters outlined within the Consumer Affairs Act of 2023. In so doing, the relevant technical personnel within the department will remain vigilant, quite vigilant in monitoring international trends in relation to the availability of various consumer items and the escalating and cascading effects that interruptions within the supply chain would exert on market prices. This exercise would be necessary in order to ensure that large price fluctuations observed within the Federation are justifiable and are not an attempt to create an environment of artificial inflation. Additionally, the Consumer Affairs Department will continue to monitor wholesalers and retailers. We want to ensure that the prices charged for items comprising the government food basket would fall within the prescribed government markup margins. And so special attention will also be given to the intensification of departmental market research and inspection exercises in order to ensure that initiatives such as the value-added tax, that is the VAT, reduction from 17% to 13% continues to benefit consumers through reduced prices across all sectors within the marketplace. In closing, I use this opportunity to emphasize that as consumers, you must play your part. We must play our part in being responsible for the sustainability of our environment and the way in which specific types of waste are disposed of from your household. Special attention should be given to sorting your household waste so that single-use plastics can be disposed of adequately by the Solid Waste Management Corporation on prescribed collection days. The way in which plastic waste is disposed of is just one step that we can take within our Federation to preserve and protect our environment. However, it is one important step. Additionally, I must emphasize to you that you have the ability to influence the rise and decline of any business. Therefore, it is imperative that your voice be heard when the policies implemented by these businesses attempt to impact upon you negatively. The Department of Consumer Affairs, it remains readily available to assist you. Information regarding the work of the department and its role in safeguarding your rights can be acquired by sending an email to consumeraffairs@gov.kn or by viewing our Facebook page at St. Kitts Consumer Affairs Department. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless us all and our Federation as we strive to achieve our goal of a harmonious partnership between consumers and suppliers within this our proud country, St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you. Thank you.